Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it looks like the market is kind of it's firming up, which is a very, very good thing. This morning I couldn't really tell kind of the way it was going to go, but apparently it looks as if we are moving higher, and that is a very, very good thing. So I did add a little bit of to my Tesla position today, and so yeah, just let's get into the slides and kind of see what's happening out there in the world. All right. Well, I have a very interesting stock of the day that I want to show you, and you may be familiar with this company. I haven't bought it yet, but I really, really like it. It's Dutch Brothers. And it's looking very, very good in terms of its in terms of its setups and everything like that. I have not bought this one. It was an IPO. It's basically in a cup with handle pattern, so it's looking pretty good. You might want to put this one on your watch list. It was up tremendously today, $6.92, $606.92, up about 132% in terms of people buying it. So very interesting stock. I have not been to a Dutch Brothers, but I've been told by people that have been that they are really great, and they may be kind of taking some of Starbucks's fire here. So who knows? But you might want to put that one on your list. The name is Bros, BROS, and that's kind of cool. I also have another very cool stock here. Was doing some screening today, and I found a very interesting stock. And this is very interesting statistics on this particular stock, and that is the thing that's so interesting about this one. This stock is under $10, but yet it is a very good play. It seems as if you might want to be looking into it. I'm not into the stock right now. But I'm looking at it. The screens are incredible. It's got a relative strength of 99. That means it's in the top 1% of all the stocks. Now it's off a little bit today, off about 2.4%. But remember, the price of this stock is very low, $6.42. I don't normally recommend buying stocks that are this cheap, but it's got a relative strength of 99. It's in the number one area in the market, and that's, of course, these oil drillers. And it just seems to be doing really, really well. And so let's take a look at the live screen here on it, and see if it makes any sense. I was going through the screens, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. It's got an 89% checklist. The only thing that it misses on, and this isn't really a miss, is it's under $10. That's the only thing that this misses on. And it looks like it's pulling back, and it may move higher. So I can't really get my hands around it. But basically, it's it's over 75% above the 200-day line, which is incredible. It's up just tremendously. It's up basically 104% in the last quarter, which is incredible considering. So this just kind of came out of nowhere. Don't quite know exactly why this stock is doing so well, but you might want to take a look at it. EGY is the symbol on it, and I normally don't put out stuff like this, but this one just is really interesting. I mean, it seems like it's in a really, really interesting area. I mean, of course, it's an oil and gas stock, which you might not really be into oil and gas all that much, but it is the number one sector right now in the economy. I mean, in terms of the stock market. Number one out of 197, and it just seems to be doing very, very, very well. So this is pulled back basically to the 21-day line. You could probably buy it here. I mean, it's not a specific pattern. I mean, the buy point on this one is basically $4.31. and it's since gone up since then. Let's take a look. I'm just kind of want to look kind of what the how it's doing in terms of the kind of the fundamentals on it. Last quarter, when it reported, the profits were up 310% in one quarter. That's pretty amazing when you consider it. There's already 62 funds that are in this one, that I've never heard of. We've got strong cash flow on this, $1 a share. This is a $6 stock. This has got a PE ratio of 10. So just like many of the shipping stocks, this was one that you might want to take a look at. Why? Because, it might make sense. It might make sense. So this one is called EGY, and I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. All right. Here's basically what I have currently. Also, I am been moving into the QQQ. Now, for all of you don't know what the QQQ is, the QQQ is the NASDAQ 100 ETF, and it has a very, it basically covers the NASDAQ. Now, it hasn't been investable basically for the last few days, but the market has turned upward, and I kind of want to show you sort of how the market has turned. We're moving up, and we're now right above that very, very critical 200-day line. So by the fact that it's come up this much, this might make sense to get into it. So right now it's above both the 40-week line and the 10-week line. So it's starting to get rather investable. Here's how this strategy works. It's a simple strategy, but I use it for the cash that I'm going to be needing in less than a year. So what I do is that every time we go into a confirmed uptrend, which we're in now, I invest 100% of the ready cash, well, not 100%, but the amount that I want to expose to the market in the QQQ. And then if the market moves to an uptrend under pressure, I reduce it by 50%. I'm 50% in cash, 50% in the QQQ. Then if we go to a market in correction, then I go to zero and I just stay all in cash. And then if there's an optimum, there's a stop loss on this. Well, we don't put a stop loss on this one right away. We basically look to see, is it moving? Is the general market moving into a confirmed uptrend? If it is, 100% into the QQQ, into the stocks, into the money that you want to kind of, you want to kind of look at and move basically into the market, but you're going to need it, and you're going to need it in less than, basically a year. So that's what I do with a lot of the stocks, like for my property tax on the properties that I own. I put it and I do this little strategy, and it can be very, very successful. So let's get into other things. This is the small portfolio. By the way, this is a demonstrative portfolio that we have. This is what I'm currently this is what I'm currently in the small portfolio. Arista Networks, we bought that one 12 days ago. We're up about 8.4%. That's pretty nice. We're Berkshire Hathaway, 26 days in Berkshire, 7.55% up, looking pretty decent there. The stop loss on that one, of course, is 349. Just wanted to show you that. The oils are very important. We're in Hess. That's one of the large integrateds. We're in 12 days. We've been in Hess, 7.53% up in Hess. AMD, we entered that 6 days ago. We're up about 5% in AMD. Quanta Services, this is a oil field services company. There's been a kind of a strong look at oil field services. This has been a very good area, up about 3.76% in 6 days. We have the stop loss there at 126.50. And then St. Joe Companies, this is the company that owns all that real estate in Florida. They're the largest owner of real estate currently in the state of private landholder in the state of Florida. We've been in 7 days, 3.17%. I also have been making buys of Tesla. I started buying Tesla as it moved above, basically as it moved above 1,000. I made a buy today. Currently, the closing price was about right at $1,100, excuse me, a share at $10.99.57. I started moving in basically, and my average price is about $10.80. Not terrifically great, but I've only been in 1 day. We're up about 1.84%. So I definitely am, back to my old ways as being a Tesla bear. We did move into a very good situation with Tesla, and it's looking pretty decent. By the way, I do have the ready list ready for everybody if you want to get in on that. These are stocks that are ready to go. This is an exclusive March. This is the last ready list that we have for the month, March 2022. Easy to get to. Just go to this address, bit.ly/DTF0101. And by the way, if you're on TikTok, just go to the profile. It's on the list. Just click on that, and you'll be able to see this great list. This list is ready to go. There's about 40 names on it, and I do own some of these names already, but there are other names in the list that are looking pretty good in terms of where we're going. Just want to show you kind of what I'm in currently. This is my current holdings. AMD, I'm up. onsemi, I'm up. St. Joe Company, we talked a little bit about that. That's in the small portfolio. Down a little bit on OVV. This is OVV is a oil company. Up on Rambus, we're up just slightly on Rambus. Marathon Petroleum, we're up on that one. Tesla, of course, we're up. And Golden Ocean, this is easy to confuse with the stock Google, of course, because this is Gogol, G-O-G-L. Golden Ocean, we're up on that one. It's a very low price stock, only about a $12 stock, but they're in the ocean shipping area, and that just seems to be doing great. The stocks that I'm down on currently, Berkshire Hathaway, I'm down a little bit on today. Quanta Services, this is the oilfield services company, and then basically I'm up on everything else. Hess, Arista Networks, Global Foundries, Invesco, this is the QQQ, this is the one that I was talking about. This is where I put my cash that's I'm going to be using in less than a year. This is where I put it. Juniper Networks, we're up on that one as well. And Alpha and Omega Semiconductor, we're up on that. So overall, pretty good day in terms of everything. So definitely like seeing all that. So let's see if we can. Oops, I'm gonna decline. All right, let's take a question from TikTok. Thank you so very much. Nice to see you again. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. We're back. We had some technical problems yesterday. I was broadcasting from home and I had a power outage, so I'm back at my office. Thank goodness with the fast internet. So hopefully it'll work pretty good. I'm still getting that. That's a good. Oh, what's a good wheat stock? Very interesting question. Like that question. Now, here's the thing. There is probably the best in terms of the grains right now is Arthur Daniels Mineral ADM. That's the biggest. I don't know if I would be buying ADM right now. I actually like the fertilizer stocks better than the other ones. Now, interestingly enough, we may, and this is a bad thing, we may end up with a famine, and I would hate to see that happen, of course. But we do have, if you're looking for a stock that's in the grain area, the biggest grain company in the world is Cargill, but it is not public. It is a private company. So as an alternative to ADM, I think that as an alternative to Cargill, I think that the stock that you might want to look at is ADM. Here's the problem though with ADM. It is extended, so it's not at a level that can easily be bought. So this is a problem with Arthur Daniels Midland. I think that if you want to get exposure to this area, and I definitely think the area, this area is, and I've done well in this area, is if you want to get exposure to this area, I think what we have to do is you have to look at the agricultural chemicals, because that particular area of the market is doing well, and there are a number of companies that are in that space that we could possibly, we could possibly look at buying. One of them, of course, I had for a while was Nutrien, NTR, but there are some other ones in there. So let me kind of, jump on over to this area. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, come on, there we go. Let's see if I can make this one happen. Still having a little bit of difficulty here. Okay, EPS rating, relative strength. Okay, relative group, blah blah blah. I want the individual rating. It's not cooperating. Well, it's not. I'm not cooperating with it. Come on. If I can see if I can get it over on there. Okay. The strength. Ranking. I want the rank. I'm looking for the rank right now. That's what I'm looking for. The individual rank. Oh, come on. Where's the rank? Well, I'm trying to get the rank here, but it's not ranking it properly. Okay. There, maybe that's the reason, because I'm not in groups. All right. I'll do strength, rank. Okay. Ah, darn it. Why I can't get to the rank. Let me see if I can just move it over and put it up. Oh, goodness. Gosh. Oh, jeez. Sorry about this. I'm having issues with this. I'm going to move this in closer so I can see it. Let's see if I can find the rank. Okay. Still moving over, trying to get to the rank. Groups. Come on. There we go. Okay, rank last week. There we go. There's the rank. There we go. Okay. So, after all that stuff, we're gonna find the rank here of what I'm talking about, agricultural chemicals. This is the number 6 group currently, and if you're looking for a stock that is in this area, this is where to look. It's in the agricultural chemical area, and there are basically a number of them. Nutrien probably is the number 1, CF, and then FMC. I want to see if FMC is viable. That's one I'm pretty much interested in. It's pulled back a little bit, but this is one I would kind of look at possibly as a buy, and that would be FMC. I'm not in it currently. I was in Nutrien. I was in Nutrien and not FMC, but let's look at NTR, see if that's viable right now too. I did some profit taking in Nutrien. Yeah, and that pretty much looks the same. So here's the thing. If I was looking at 2 of these, yeah, you can see where I sold. I sold at 94.88. It's currently at 101. So it's actually gone up since then. It's pulled back, but I do think that you could possibly buy, if you're interested in the agricultural chemicals area, if we do have a famine in Europe, which I hope we don't have, there are going to be tremendous demand for agricultural chemicals, specifically fertilizer, because many of the components come from the Ukraine. This is a company that probably will benefit. It's called Nutrien, NTR. So that's one you might want to kind of take a gander at and see if that will work for you. Nutrien. That's the one that definitely take a look at that. Okay, so Jay basically says, MU had excellent earnings, and it's time to load up. Let's see if it is. I think it is. I really like this company, and I've liked them for a long time. It's one of the semis that has a very, very good. The great thing about this one is that this is one of the semiconductor companies that does have extremely low PE ratio, meaning that their profits tend to be very, very good. The profits, they just came through earnings, and they were up. Their sales were up 33%, and their sales were up 33%, but their profits, and this is the key, is up 177%. So really tremendous when it comes to the profit situation here. The question is there a good entry? Let's see if there is. There isn't really a great entry in terms of coming out of a base, but it has a strong checklist, and you can definitely buy it here. One of the things I've traded Micron before. One of the things you have to watch out for with Micron is that it tends to be a little bit volatile. But now that it's made its movement, you could buy it on this reversal, and it's coming up basically to the pivot here. Let's see if I can get the pivot for you on this. On the pattern rec, the pivot, it's about 16% below the pivot. So this can easily move up, especially when it has good earnings. Let's see, come on. I think I have a bandwidth issue here. Hopefully I'm gonna. No, it's not letting me. It's not letting me move to a different bandwidth. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. All right. So with MU, no, for some reason I've got a locked screen. So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can put that back in. There we go. Okay. So no, it's just not. So I'm having issues with my bandwidth again. Not a good thing. Let's see if I can remove this and move it back in to the screen. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully no. I'm just having some issues. Boy, so many technical issues here. Hold on. Maybe I can re-enter this. Maybe it'll let me do it. Hold on. Let's see if I can re-launch these charts. There, I think I've got it now. I think it's letting me see it. There we go. Just for some reason my chart stalled, and that. There we go. All right. So basically, what's going on here, of course, is on the technicals. With MU, we're right at a good place. We're just below that 50-day line. Really, that would be the best place to buy it as it moves beyond that 50-day line, and it definitely is moving up. The 50-day line is at 83, so that might be a good place to come in. They had very, very good earnings, a little bit pullback after hours, but let me just take a look to see kind of what's going on in terms of the profits. Very, very good. Earnings per share are up tremendously. It's looking very, very good all the way around. Absolutely, and it's up after hours. So up 4.2%. So definitely you could buy this here. And what's great about this one is that it's coming off of a double bottom. The pivot is at 96.50. So therefore, you can buy this on a reversal. So let's kind of put that reversal line in. Yeah, that's right here. That reversal line is right there. So I really think, yeah, I definitely think it is definitely viable. So very, very good. I definitely think you can definitely load up here. So hey, there you go. TBI. Let's look at TBI and check that one out. TBI. Hopefully my charts are working now again. Yeah, there we go. True Blue. And it's interesting. So this is a temporary labor company. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like Manpower, I guess. It's okay. It definitely has turned the corner in terms of it's definitely turned the corner, and it's reversed higher on this one. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a reversal line. So kind of in analyzing this one, we can see that if it moves above this line, if it moves above this line, well, goodness, I just not being very very good with me today. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Settle mark on the line. Well, okay, there we go. We finally got it. I have a little bit of communication problems with the server. So one of the good things about True Blue is that we moved above the reversal line. The question is, do we want to be in this area? Well, it's okay. Staffing is 80 out of 197. Let's kind of check the checklist here. I kind of want to look at this. It's a good checklist. Very, very good checklist, 89%. The technicals looking pretty good. It's right just above the 10-day line. That's not necessarily a bad entry for this. If you think that we're going to be moving into more The economy is turning up. This might work very, very well. I'm not that excited about the area though for light industrial, but it is kind of temporary service. Definitely, it definitely is picking up as the market picks up a little bit in terms of everything. So I like it generally speaking. So I think you could definitely I think you could definitely buy it here. This seems to work. So um, I think that buy um, PBI. So I think this wouldn't be a bad place to buy it. It's reversed. It's in a pretty good area. It's above the 200-day line. Relative strength is 87, so definitely meets that criteria. 80 typically is my minimum. Nice little bump in terms of the people coming into it. It's flat after hours though, so you might want to put this on the watch list. I don't know if this would be at the top of my watch list, but you definitely could do something here with this. So, interesting stock. Samuel talk is looking for TTM. Look at that chart and see what we can see on that one. Tata Motors. This is the biggest automobile company in India, of course, and it has been gaining share as of late. Tata owns a bunch of interesting brands, of course. I think they own Volvo and Range Rover. I think they own both of those brands now. I'm not exactly sure. They have definitely been improving, but in terms of the automobile sector, I just really think that it's basically Tesla and everything else. So I'm not totally convinced uh, that in this space, Tata would be your best bet. I don't think so. I think that if you were looking for I think that the one to beat really, even though it's expensive, is Tesla, and this is because Tata Motors is doing well, but Tesla has made a reversal and it's moving above the reversal line, and it closed very nicely today. It's off a little bit after hours, about 0.27%. But Tata Motors, I think that you probably want to look in this group. I really don't think that. I think there's basically Tesla and everything else. So that's kind of my take on the autos. So I probably would not be a buy. I would not be a buyer for Tata Motors just because I just think Tesla is so much better. Let's look at the Spider. This is a question coming in from TikTok, and it the person here says the Spider is almost at an all-time high. The market is insane. Well, actually, let's take a look and see how far off of the high, how close to the high um, we are for the Spider. Actually, we are definitely we are definitely within 15% of the all-time high. But I think if you go here to the monthly, you can see that we did hit the all-time high back here a few weeks ago, and then we've pulled back, and we're starting to move back up. So the market is it's strong, and you definitely could buy it here. I prefer I prefer the QQQ only because it covers the Nasdaq 100, but the Spider is excellent because it covers the S&P, and that's where all the oil stocks are. So definitely a buy here. I mean, you could definitely I mean, this is an easy trade. It came above this resistance point on a double bottom. 458 was the buy point for the Spider, and the Spider right now is at 460. So it does look like it's probably going to go higher. I totally agree with with what they're saying. So right now, at least from what I'm seeing, anyways, the Spider is a buy, and this is an easy this is an easy trade because you're buying the entire market here. So the SPY is a buy right now, and this is an easy place to park funds, and it does work very, very well. So If you're looking to put some money to work and you really don't want to do stock picking, you just kind of want to put something out there right now, it's a good time to buy the spider because it's in a buy zone, and it's looking very good. And of course, this is the entire market because this is a market index ETF. So great point on that. So the spider is definitely working. So very good. All right, question from Drunk Squidward. Thoughts on DraftKings? More states are enabling online betting. Well, let's take a look at DraftKings. DKNG, of course, is the symbol for DraftKings, and it is still in this downward trend. That's why I would be very careful buying this currently, because I do like the stock, and I've owned the stock before. I just don't think I just want to see it break its downward trend. I just don't want to buy a stock right now below the 200-day line. So really the thing, really the kind of my take on it is, DraftKings DKNG is below the 200-day moving average, and so not a buy. And this is one of my big kind of things. I like to keep only in stocks where the market is saying that they're moving into it. Right now, the market is moving out of the stock because it's not only is it below the 200-day line, but it's below the 50-day line, and it's hugging the 21-day line, but it's got a relative strength of 7. So what that means is this stock is not moving in the right direction. So it's not a time to be buying this one right now. Just unfortunately, if you're down more than 7% on this one, please consider closing your position, waiting for a better uptrend, because right now this has a bad checklist, only 50-60%. It's way down from its high, and the earnings per share are not doing well. So potentially in the long term, I think that online gambling is going to be a huge deal. But if you look at this weekly chart here, you'll see it goes all the way up basically to $80 a share, and now it's at 20. So this is DKNG has lost 3/4 of its value. So I just don't think you can buy it. So DKNG, DraftKings, has lost 75% of its value. So that's not the kind of stock you want to be in. You want to be a stock that's making you want to be in a stock that's making higher highs, not a stock that is in a downward trend. This stock is in a downward trend right now, so just not a good thing. It's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea to catch a falling knife, and that's really kind of what this is. So don't catch this falling knife. I wouldn't go with DraftKings right now. It's just not working well, and that's just one of those things. Give us a big winner. Okay, great question. If I could get big winners all the time, man, I tell you what, I would be the king of the kings. But I think that you got to look for the winners in the areas of the market where the winners are. And right now, in terms of the winners are in the oil and gas area. That's where the biggest winners have been. Now, I tried to show you this one stock that I found. I couldn't believe it. That just tremendous. And let's go to the industry, back to the industry groups. Hopefully I can get this one working this time. Jeez. But on the industry groups, we just got to look where the strength is. And right now, the strength is in the oil and gas area. It just is. I mean, that's just a fact of life. Oil and gas, independent and Canadian producers. So I think that where you got to look is in the number one category, and that has been the number one category for quite a while. That's the international oil and gas producers. It's the 99th percentile. So where are you going to look for top stocks? Well, I tell you what, here's one that I own. It's Hess, and I do think it's very good. But also, there's this company that I was showing you this morning. This is really not as viable, but there is one stock here that I think you could double your money on potentially. And I'm looking into it very closely. I'm not going to put all my eggs in the basket, but this is one that I really, really like. And this is Valco Energy BGY. This is the one I found screening. I didn't know about this stock at all. And I found this stock today and, basically going through all the screens. It's pulled back a little bit, but this one is basically in crude oil and natural gas. And it's looking good. It looks like it's received a contract from the DOF subsea to perform subsea construction and installation services. So very, very interesting. EGY, it's going to make some money. I mean, definitely. It's based in Houston, um, and it's just looking very, very good. It's up. The profits are up 310%. This is a cheap stock too. This is only a $6.47 stock right now. So it's not really an ideal pattern to buy it. The buy point is 431, but this one might be one that would work for you. So that's one that I'm probably going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at very, very closely. All right. Any chance that mRNA comes down to the 130 to 145? Okay. So obviously 8 options play. They had mRNA has been stubbornly high. This one was a good short, and I guess it's so tough when you're doing this because in the market basically moved to the uptrend. So the question is it possible for it to come back up, it to come back down to 135 to 140? Here's the thing: doesn't look like it. It looks like it is gotten in a confirmed uptrend. That is a tough row because the deal is, let's draw a reversal line on this because I do think that this is going to tell the tale. But I do think, see, there it is. So there's the reversal. So it does look like it's reversing off the bottom. So I don't think it's going to. So my guess on this one, and it's just a guess, is that I would doesn't look like it doesn't look like it. I don't think. I think this is an upward trend. So here's what I would do if I had a if I had a so here's what I would do on this one is that I think what you got to do is you got to either close your position if it's a spread or possibly go down and out. So that's probably what I think you're going to have to do on this one. It doesn't look like it's going to pull back to that range. So I think you just got to go down and out, unfortunately. This is the way it is. You got to go down and out. All right, let's look at ConocoPhillips, COP. This is a monster in the international area. This is in a good area. Again, this is in the #1 area currently in the market. Now, I don't have ConocoPhillips. I have Hess instead. But ConocoPhillips is an excellent company. Relative strength is 98. The question is, can you buy it at this level? Well, you know what? I would normally would say pass on this one, but I'm not so sure because it's come down to the 21-day line. That's an alternative buy point. I do think we're going to get some support right here, and I think this is likely to go higher. I mean, even though this is going to be very volatile based on what's going on in Russia in Ukraine, I still think this one could absolutely go higher. No question. It's going to bounce off the 21-day line. It's got everything going for it. The only thing it doesn't pass on is relative strength, which no. The only thing it is earnings per share, and I think that it's probably going to have some monster earnings. So I think this is viable. I really believe it. This one's definitely viable. Look at these profits. It's up 164%, up almost 1,000% improved profit. So normally I wouldn't buy at this level because this is not a proper base, but I just think this stock looks very, very good, and it's likely to go much higher. So I think that boy, I don't know. There's a little bit of short interest, but not a lot. Not a lot. I just I think that this just looks really, really good, and COP definitely looks good. So it's definitely, would I buy at this level? Well, I would prefer to buy it at a pivot, but I don't know with this stock if you're going to get that chance. MPC. Now I do own MPC. That's Marathon Petroleum. Now part of the reason I like Marathon, and this one is in a buy range. So this is set up better than ConocoPhillips. But one of the things I like about Marathon is that they're a big producer of diesel. And I just think there's going to be a shortage of diesel. I hate to say that, but I think that there's going to be a shortage of diesel out there. It makes a big difference in everything. Everything that goes on a truck has to have diesel. I purchased a half position at 81.35. It's up, and that's basically, I purchased it on the 25th. That was just a few days ago. That was just basically 4 days ago, and of course I purchased it on Friday. I really, really like this one. I probably like this one the best. It's got a strong checklist, and the technicals look very, very good on it. It's 4% above the 10-day line. It's a very good place to buy it. So I think that basically looking at everything here, MPC is definitely MPC is a buy right now. So you definitely could buy this here, and it wouldn't be a bad buy at all. I think MPC. I like ConocoPhillips too, but MPC is a better setup. It's a better setup because of this consolidation here. So this is consolidating, and this probably almost probably will go higher. So definitely like this one. So MPC is the one I like. If you're looking at ConocoPhillips, COP, or MPC, I like MPC a little bit better. They're both good, but MPC looks much better to me in terms of its setup. All right, let's look at EADSY. EADSY. Let's check it though. EADSY. And is it getting? Oh, Airbus. Okay. I probably would not be a buyer of Airbus. And there's a lot of reasons why probably not Airbus, though it did move very, very nicely today. It's up. It's below the 200-day line. I don't like to buy anything below the 200-day line. So I probably would not be a buyer of Airbus here. I just think that, the problem with Airbus, again, is, EADSY is below the 200-day moving average, and that's really something it's just one of those things. You don't want to buy anything typically if it's below. Now it looks like it's reversing higher. The relative strength is 62, but it doesn't look very good. Defense is getting better, aerospace and defense. I'm more interested in the defense side of the business rather than the commercial side of the business. Just depends on how many arms are bought. But I still think that I think you want to just watch this one right now, because I just don't think it looks as good as I'd like to see it. It just doesn't look as good because you just don't want to be buying anything below that 200-day line. It's just not a very good idea. All right. What about Vertex propping? Oh, okay. What are your thoughts about DAL earnings in a couple of weeks? That's Delta Airlines. You know what? I don't really. I have to be honest with you. I don't really like the airlines very much, because I still think that they're still constrained. It is making a nice move off the bottom, but the thing about Delta is that it's depending on how full they can keep their planes. There's still some issues. Not everybody's opened up. I mean, it is true. Everybody's itching to get on a plane. I was looking at going to Vegas, and the other day, and I was, man, everything's booked. I mean, I was like, all the hotels are booked and everything. So, but it definitely is coming back. But I'm still not convinced, primarily because I just think that they took some serious losses, and if you just look at their fundamentals, I just don't think it's there with Delta, even though they might have some, their earnings report is going to come out. Their last 1, 2, 3, 4 earnings all have sales decreases, and they've been losing money. So, boy, I don't know. I just say, I just think you got to go no on. I just think you have to say no. Um, no on the airlines. Um, because it's going to take them it's going to take them some time to get back to profitability. Right now, Delta is the best of the breed. There's no question about that. But here's the problem: if you look over here, you know this just doesn't look good. I mean, all of this red ink. Ouch! Don't want to see it. Sales are down, profits are down. I mean, the sales may go up, but I don't think so. At least not for a year or two. You want to avoid this one for a while. Just don't want to. I don't think it's where you want to be in terms of the market. I just don't think you want to be in the airlines. All right. Is it a good time to buy a bullish call spread on the spot? You could do that. That actually is not a bad. Samuel, that's not a bad idea. Let's take a look at that. Let's just kind of look to see if we can come up with a good strategy here. And I'm going to take a look at the at kind of where we're going. I'm going to look at the daily chart to see if we could do a spread. And yeah, you know what? I think it could come up. I think it can come up easily to about 475. So here. Let's see. Let's just for fun. Let's do this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to construct a spread. It's going to probably be a call spread for the spider, and I think that's a really good one to go on because index spreads, I do like them. It's a lower risk, definitely, and it looks like I would say, and I'm going to go out here probably to. I want to go out here. The thing about this is that I think 475. That's pretty aggressive. Let's see if we can get there. And let's look at about 500. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm constructing a spread to see if I can find a good spread on. Well, I'm not seeing it. Let's be more conservative here. Let's go to 465 and see if we can find a decent call spread there. Just trying to find something that makes sense. Yeah, that's more the kind of numbers I want to see. All right, so here's one. Here's a put credit spread. This is kind of interesting. A put credit spread that we might work for us. So let's just kind of put this one up here and see, and let's put it up on the screen. So this is an idea potentially for a put credit spread on the spider. Okay, and basically what this is that the return on this one, the maximum return is about $405, about an 81% potential return on this one, with about a 45% probability, which is not bad, by the way. I do think we're in an uptrend right now. We could do this one. Let's just take a look at the. Yeah, there we go. Because this is the curve. Basically what we're doing is we're looking at it possibly going, up to about 165. So let's see how we construct this potential spread. On this spread, here's what I did. I went out to the 29th of April, and it's basically by the 29th April 463 put, sell the 464 put, and do 9 contracts, and you're at about $405 putting that in your pocket. So that's one of the ways you could definitely do it. Let's see if we can find. I just want to see if we can find another option that's even less risk. It's about 43%. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm looking at credit. Let's see, 44% chance. I want to get my chances a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at possibly 463. That's kind of, I'm saying it's going to go up $3. Let's see if we can, let's see if this will work. Okay, not bad. Oh, 47%. Okay. Yeah, this is going to give us a call debit spread. It's interesting. Maximum risk on this one is, oh, okay. This is about 66% return, 48% return risk. Looking at the P&L on this one, not bad actually, not bad. If this moves above 466.50, we're in the money on this one. So this one might be one you want to take a look at. I can probably share the link with you too if you want. Just pull that over here. Do that and see if I can put that out here to you. So let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna Samuel. Yeah. So see if I can put it on the chat. I want to send you this link here. So this is a link that you might want to take a look at. And this, this basically, all right. So hopefully this posted here, and basically what this is, if you can see it in the chat, is sort of a link to this calculation. And I think this would be a nice little thing on the spider, and I think you probably give it pretty high likelihood of success. Cost you $480 to get into this one, and it's basically it's a call spread between 61 and 62. I think it has a high likelihood of success based on what I'm looking at in terms of the chart, and so I think you could definitely. It could definitely be a good one for you to get into there. So I have run through all these ones, and so that's probably it for today. Thanks everybody so much for taking a look at my show. This would be a bullish call spread, and you might want to take a look at that one, Samuel. And so tomorrow I will be back. I'll be back at 5. Hopefully all my equipment will be working. Everything will be great, and everything will be going. But until that time, I'd really appreciate, of course, if you could like me on YouTube and TikTok and all the other platforms. Really, really great because it helps us get out to more people. We're over 100,000 people that are following, which is great. And also, if you want to get on that action trailer, it's very easy to do. All you have to do is go to www. Dallas Trading Floor, and it's super easy. www.Dallas Trading Floor, and the first and last name and the email address, and we'll get you on the free list. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 with more, and I'll see you soon. Happy trading, everybody. Stay safe.